Don't you hate it when you have a ton of work to do, but all you see outside is this? I can't take it anymore. I have to get out there and photograph this hoarfrost. I'm gonna grab my camera, I'm gonna stay local, and we're gonna get some beautiful images. Let's go. Well, I didn't have to walk far to get a good shot already. There's this beautiful crabapple tree right outside of my office. I've got a GFX50s here with the 110mm lens set up in a vertical. I'm also going to do a horizontal composition of this awesome tree. Yeah, even though there's a ton of work to be done, I'm glad I took the opportunity. We're gonna get some good stuff today. For those that don't know, I have 9 children. We homeschool and we live out in the country on just shy of 11 acres. And I've been kind of negative this year, last year into this year, and really was not looking forward to winter. The older I get, the colder I get. But man, when you get all this kind of hoarfrost and you look around and you see all the beauty, I kind of forget how much I'm sick of winter. I mean, look at my tree line behind me here. This is just, look at this. This is so amazing. And it's been like this for an entire week. I mean, I ran out quick on Monday to grab a shot. In fact, here's the photo that I did. That was literally down the road from me. And I shot that with my X100v, handheld. I didn't use a tripod or anything like that. But anyway, I have a neighbor who has a small little A-frame on his property, and we're gonna set up for that. I'll use the GFX with the 110 on that one so I can compress the scene a bit more. Well, so much for that idea. I ended up swapping out to my Fujifilm 32 to 64mm lens, zoomed all the way to 64mm, and found that gave me a beautiful horizontal composition that I much, much prefer. Get this nice little maple kind of out in the middle of the field by itself that I definitely want to get an isolated shot for, or isolated shot of, I should say. So I'm going to be honest, I don't think there's enough separation between that tree and the line of trees. I think what I'll end up doing is I'll swing around and shoot it from the other way, because there's trees over this way. Since they're further back, I should be able to get that tree isolated well enough to where it really stands out the way that I want it to. So here's the tree I was hoping to photograph. And I swung around, but now since it's so far from these trees in the background that you don't see the hoarfrost on it. It's just a tree against the white sky. And it's not what I'm looking for. So the other issue I'm having here is my boys they bought their own snowmobiles this year, and they pretty much ruined the nice pristine snow on the ground, which is fine. It's totally cool, but it makes it a little bit harder to find a composition that I really love. So I'm gonna keep pressing on though, because there's stuff everywhere. I will say this: I love the sound. It's so quiet and still. Even if you find yourself on a day like today, I have a lot to do. Carve out some time. You got to get out there and get some pictures. If for no other reason than to get out and to flex your creative brain, it's totally worth it. I think what I'm going to do now, though, we've got so many beautiful farms around our property. I think I'm going to hop in my car. I'm gonna find some cool stuff to shoot away from the property. All right, I just pulled over on the side of the road here. There's this awesome willow tree that I'm really gonna try to get a shot of, but it's on a very dangerous curve of a busy road by my house. So I'm gonna give this a go. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty difficult to find a strong composition. There was a lot of distraction in the various branches and everything. While I was enamored by the willow that was frosted, there was this really awesome gnarly looking tree right next to it. So I ended up taking a variety of images of not only the willow but also the tree next to it and how they connect to one another. Living out in the country is really fun because you drive through all these different areas and basically you're always scouting. This one area I think is hilarious because we had all these large pine trees and these power lines up here. And to deal with the problem of the pine trees getting too tall, they just cut them off right at the head. And it's quite a funny looking thing, but I think it's going to make a great photo now that this is all nice and white and everything. So I think I'm gonna set up for a shot here and see what I can get. So I got my camera down really low, get the Fuji 110mm lens on. I'm shooting at ISO 100 f2, so I'm totally wide open. That way the foreground and the very far background are perfectly soft, and then I'll have razor sharp focus on just that funny looking tree line. So we'll see. If I like the shot, I'll show it. But just over the way, there are some amazing trees. The only problem is there's a set of power lines that cut right in front of them. But I definitely want to try to shoot those with the long lens here. And then there's also a really cool old barn right on this field that I've shot in the past in color in the summertime, but it looks really cool right now. Nice thing about having overcast, you don't have to worry too much about the light running away from you. So you can just spend your time, look at really cool compositions, and just shoot like crazy. You know, it's funny. I have this old rule of thumb that when you think you've exhausted a shot, turn around. And so I did just that. And I found this really awesome set of trees over here. I just got some really beautiful shots. Oh, man. I gotta tell you, God is good. In spite of all the garbage going on in the world, He blesses us with these beautiful days. We gotta take time. We have to take time and really enjoy these moments that the Lord gives us. Praise Jesus. This is such a beautiful day. I'm so thankful. Hope you guys are enjoying the images. So earlier I was saying how much I was kind of feeling down. I know a lot of people had a rough time for 2020. I lost my best friend. He was the best man at my wedding. He's actually the one that introduced the Lord to me in a more personal way, we'll say. And he passed away, his battle with cancer. And while that wasn't surprising because we knew the time was coming near, you know, he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot, not only spiritually, but also as a photographer. And then shortly after that, I had rolled my Ford Ranger on the highway going in, you know, we slid into a ditch. We hit a piece of black ice, and my dad was in the car with me. We rolled it 3 times, Ended up at the ER. I had tons of lacerations in my head, scraped a big chunk out of my nose. My dad broke his leg in multiple spots. But when I entered into the role, I leaned into death. I thought it was it for me. I thought we were going to die. I know statistically you're more likely to die in a rollover. I wasn't afraid of death. Like I said, I leaned into it. But my first thought was, I didn't tell my wife I loved her today. I didn't give her a hug and a kiss goodbye. I didn't kiss my kids goodbye. And that was really hard. So, yeah. Just take the time. Take the time to do things that nurture yourself, nurture your soul. Spend time with the Lord. Spend time in prayer. Spend time with your family. Let them know how much you love them, how much you care for them. And, man, get out there and take pictures. It's a gift that God gave you. You need to use it. You need to nurture that gift. Whether or not it becomes something that profits financially is irrelevant. If you're doing it for the right reason, and if you're going out there and you're capturing something that's beautiful and it's edifying to others, that's all that matters. God will take care of the rest. So I'm grateful for you all. I'm grateful for my gifts. I'm grateful for my family. I'm thankful for everything that I get to do, for this country that I live in, for the freedoms that we do currently have. And yeah, God bless you all. Have a great day.